You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hi, welcome everyone. We're so excited to have you here. You're watching Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn presents A Better You. Lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. I am your host, executive producer, director, and broadcast engineer. And if you're looking for an interview, you're not on the right show, but what we have for you today are presentations from three people who are part of my team of hand-chosen people from around the world who are the best in their industry. They are bringing value and helping other people every single day. In fact, that's really the core of who they are, helping others. We have three people here today. It's a full house backstage, so let me introduce you to our presenters for today. Mr. Ralph Graves Jr.
Hey, how are you?
Teuta, Philip Sykes. Good to see all of you. Hi.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
It's like family time. I just love it. I love it. So, as you know, this show is all about presenting bite-sized lessons that people can absorb and they can refer back to. And I'm going to ask each of you, as I spotlight you, to just give some background on who you are and what we can expect to hear from you today. And by the way, don't be shy, okay? You've all accomplished so much, and I just appreciate each of you. So we're going to go in order as how we've decided who's going to go first today. So I'm going to spotlight Ralph Graves Jr. Ralph, who are you? What are you doing in the world? And what will we hear from you today?
Hi, Jacalyn. Hi, everyone out there today. My name is Ralph Graves Jr. I'm an author. I'm a retired police officer. I pastor a church. I'm a trainer. I'm a coach. I'm a dad. I'm a husband, grandfather. I'm all those things. But most of all, I really try to deliver messages that will transform a person's life so that they can reach their fullest potential and be the person that God has designed them to be.
That's beautiful, Ralph. Thank you. Really great. Teuta, I'm going to spotlight you. Please do the same. Tell us all about you.
Hi everyone. My name is Teuta Avdyli. I am a bestseller author of the book Born to Stand Out and Not to Fit In, a motivational coach, a certified Les Brown Power Voice Academy transformational coach, and parenting coach as well. I love and I'm advocate of helping women and families to be the best version of themselves.
Thank you so much. Okay, and Philip Sykes, let's hear from you.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. As always, it's a true pleasure to be with you. You're an amazing guest today. Just phenomenal. As you shared, this is all about helping people, guiding and steering. And I represent an organization by the name of the British School of Etiquette. We are the market leader in our industry. We absolutely thrive on giving people guidance and steering to take themselves to the next level, to give them incredible confidence in whatever they do. So it's a real joy for me to be here with you today, and I'm so looking forward to engaging and sharing, and I'm just so excited to be here. I hope people have got pens and paper ready to take some notes down from these amazing speakers.
Thank you so much, Philip. Always a delight to see you. And let's just go around quickly. Where are you joining us from? Ralph Graves Jr.
I'm in New Jersey. I'm in southern New Jersey, USA.
Thank you. Teuta?
I am from London, United Kingdom.
Fabulous. Philip?
And again, Teuta, I'm out of the United Kingdom, just outside London. And England is celebrating a great victory in the soccer, as a lot of the American audience would understand. But football, it's been a huge feat for England. It's been over 55 years since they got into a position like this, and they face Italy on Sunday in the final.
Well, congratulations. We'll be rooting for you. All right. I'm going to spotlight Ralph. You'll do your presentation, and then we'll give you some of our feedback, and then we'll go to commercial break. We'll come back with Teuta, do the same thing, break, and then Philip. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
All right. Here we go. Ralph, do you have anything you want, any slides, or you're going to go?
No, I don't have any slides. We're just gonna talk.
All right. Do your thing, my friend. Have a great lesson.
All right. Hey guys, today's lesson I want to talk about just for the next maybe 10, 12 minutes is the law of intelligent practice. I wrote about this law. I have a book called Unstoppable. It's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. This book was written out of my 20 years as a police officer in the streets of a place called Camden, New Jersey, here in the United States. And during those 20 years, I saw people that were wildly successful from all walks of life. And it didn't matter their educational level. It didn't matter, what they had going on. And then I found that there were some universal laws that they followed. And now let me get this straight. Universal law is like gravity. That's a universal law. It's simply a law that cannot be violated. That is not a respecter of persons. And so, like gravity, we all have to respect it. If you don't respect gravity, you pay the consequences of it. So I wrote a book. There are hundreds of universal laws, but I wrote a book talking about 7 of them. And the one I want to talk about today was the law of intelligent practice. The law of intelligent practice. We often hear practice makes perfect. If I practice something long enough, I'm going to perfect it. Well, if you practice it long enough intelligently, you could probably cut your time in half and you'll probably grow as you do it. I can practice something over and over and over again. But if I'm practicing the wrong way, I'm just creating bad habits. For instance, I coached American football. And yes, we had there was conditioning camp. We had camps. And then we had football practice. Now, we could just practice the plays that we wanted to run, but that wouldn't really be practicing intelligently. Practicing intelligently meant that I studied my opponent. I looked for trends. I studied other individuals. I put a game plan in place that would, hopefully guarantee my victory in this game. So we learned to practice intelligently. There's no reason to practice something that we're not going to use. And so we have to do these things in our daily lives. We need to practice, but we have to practice with some intelligence behind it. What are you practicing? What are you doing? What are some of the things in your life that you might be doing, but are we doing it the right way? You might say, let me say it like this. Or let me use this example. You might say, I'm trying to really prioritize my time. Well, how are you doing that? Do you go to bed at night? Do you have a bedtime ritual? I have a bedtime ritual. It might be silly to some of you, but I have a bedtime ritual. And part of that ritual, maybe about 45 minutes before I go to bed, it's not so much a to-do list as it is you can call it a to-do list, but I call it time blocking. I kind of block out the time that I'm going to spend tomorrow during the work time. Now, amongst other things of my bedtime ritual, but it starts about an hour before I go to bed. And so I've learned, I've practiced that. I practiced that if I'm going to be effective the next morning, then I have to go to bed with knowing, of course, plans change during the course of the day, but knowing that I have something laid out, knowing that I'm not just going to wake up with no direction. I took time to ask myself the right questions. I took time to really pen out or put it on my electronics, whatever you see fit to do. And I kind of laid it out in front of me so that I'll go to sleep and it's in my subconscious. And so hopefully during the night, it moves to my conscious and I come up with better ways and better ideas of even how to live out the following day. But that's a practice that I use, and that's something that I need for me. The key is finding what you need for you. How can you get the best productivity out of you? Now, nobody knows you like you. What works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. But it would serve you well to take time to dig into it and say, hey, listen, I'm practicing this, but am I practicing intelligently? I don't know, maybe it has something to do with diet. I've changed my eating habits, but have I changed them intelligently? I'm writing a new book, or I'm writing a new plan, or I'm even when it comes to raising the kids, or whatever the case may be, am I doing what I need to do with some intelligence behind it and not just in a robotic way? And so that's what the law of intelligent practice. Now, I started off saying that I met men and women of all shapes, sizes, and colors, and races, and educational backgrounds, and they went to levels that I could only dream to get to. I believe I'm on my way there. But they practiced this law of intelligent practice. They made the best of their time. They did things wisely. They took the time to discover what was right for them, who was right for them, what places were right for them, and they adjusted themselves accordingly. If something wasn't right, they made the adjustment. If they were in a relationship that wasn't beneficial, they either cut that relationship or they changed that relationship. They got themselves in circles that were all practicing intelligently and moving in the same direction. It's important that we sit back. It's important that we evaluate. It's important that we look at our circles around us. It's important that we get around people that are moving in the same directions. It's important that when we practice our craft, that we're doing it right. I play the guitar. I'm not well enough to show any of you, so don't ask me to come back with the guitar. But I do practice the guitar, and I practice it intelligently. I don't sit there for an hour and a half, because I know that would lead to frustration. I practice, and I try to end on a good note. I don't end where I'm struggling, because that will discourage me. So I'll be slow to pick it up for the next lesson. So I'll hit a chord, I'll play a song, and if it's great, I set the guitar down. That's where I'm stopping, because in my mind, I had a great experience. And so the next time it's time for me to practice, I'm ready to pick it up because I left at a high point. So it's things like that. It's things that you really have to find out about yourself and really look within. I know we're all striving to bring out the best. I mean, we're all striving to reach our full potential. And practice does make perfect, but intelligent practice, that really makes us perfect in what we're doing. That really allows us to leapfrog ahead of the game. So I just wanted to teach that for a few minutes today, the law of intelligent practice. And I hope that blessed you all. And that's all I got. If you guys got any questions about that, I'm here.
Great job. Teuta, you're on mute. I'm going to start with Philip. Any feedback you have for Ralph?
Ralph, intelligent practice, that's just music to my ears. I think a lot of us tend to be very busy fools. And we go around thinking we're being smart and thinking we're being intelligent, and we end up chasing a tail. You know, I heard such a wonderful phrase the other day. Enjoy the smartest, stupidest people. And I thought, what are you talking about? And when I sort of really understood what it meant, smart, stupidest people, it was really referring to enjoying things. You're super smart, you know how to use technology, and can get things done in an intelligent, super smart way, so they can do more things and get more stuff done.
Thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Phil, we're having a little bit of a challenge hearing you. Yes. Teuta, let's go over to you, please.
Yes. I think it's iPhone. Is it fine now? Is it fine now?
Yes, yeah? Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, what Ralph shared is such an important topic, and fact, actually, practicing intelligently. Because in order for us to succeed in what we do, we have to be intelligent in everything we do. Like what he shared about the bed routine or rituals that he has, or the timing or goal setting, they are very important to succeed. And as well, I would add that to prioritize what is important to you. as Ralph said, that it might be important to you, but it might not be important to me. So it's very important to everything you do it with purpose and in purpose. And then you will find fulfillment. And and having that goal set, and what you're going to achieve, because time is everything. I remember what Les Brown said, that if you want to lose money, but not the time, because time that is spent is never found. Yeah. So yes, everything you do intelligently and know what you're doing, because that will give you joy and purpose in life. And it is very important. So yes, thank you, Ralph, for sharing with us.
Thank you for the feedback. Thank you.
Ralph, I just wanted to add, always a great presentation from you. And for our friends across the pond, Ralph, when he mentioned he was a police officer in a city called Camden, it's changed a lot over the years, but he's one tough guy, and he has to be able to prioritize and to the time of making a decision that could save a life, right? You know all about that, Ralph.
Yeah. Split second. You have a split second.
Nicely done. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are going to go to commercial break. And Ralph, I know you've got another engagement that you've got to go to. Yes. So thank you so much for being here. It was lovely seeing you. We'll look forward to your next presentation.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Ralph.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. I think you're all going to enjoy this. This is a really a music video that is a feel good, and it is the debutantes, the sisters, and I'll share a little bit more when we come back, but I'm also going to put us backstage so we can see the whole screen for this clip. It's called Paradise Is.
Paradise
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
That was Victoria and Lavinia, two sisters from Cardiff, and they are the debutantes. So you can check them out on Instagram. Just look up the debutantes. You are watching A Better You, lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. And my beautiful friend, you are up next. By the way, I love what is going on in that jacket. That is beautiful. Is that part of it or a pin?
No, it's part of it.
Stunning. Really beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to spotlight you and thank you and let you go ahead and teach us the lesson for today. And I'll be backstage with Philip.
Okay, yes, thank you. What I would like to talk today is about ways how to help our teenagers. Because of the time, I'm just going to put them four tools to help our teenagers. So when it comes to parenting, knowledge and experience is never enough. As parents, we think that we know everything. And it's funny enough and strange enough that we think that about the parenting, that to parent our children is kind of sort of parenting without courses or our coaching, reading books or anything else. So what happened is we learn from our parents, and our parents learn from their parents. So in one word, that is that we are using an outdated model of parenting now that is in 21st century. So our style has to change, just like as the digital age, just like when you update your computer or when you delete unwanted files, or when you buying a new laptop or a new phone. So that's how we should also, we have to have the approach of not saying that we know everything, but to have to be open-minded and to learn as much as we can. As I said, that knowledge and wisdom doesn't know age or height. When you have knowledge and wisdom, we parent wisely. And then we parent with purpose, a process that can help our children and our teens to respond, so we can respond more effectively in those ongoing parenting issues. Now, how do we update our parenting knowledge? How the way that we think as a parent, as a mentors, or how as a teachers. I believe that the number one step for us is to upgrade your knowledge in order to be confident, to support your teens in their difficult years. Confidence comes from competence, and the competence comes from breaking those limited beliefs and from these barriers, so we can parent, so we know better and we parent better. As our children grow, we have to support them in their transition in their life. So as they grow, we have to evolve. We have to grow with them, because they can't use an outdated model of our parents or our grandparents. Our children are growing in digital tsunami. TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram are pulling them away. Not necessarily in the bad way, but this how it is. So personal growth and personal ability, it's very important to add to your toolkit of helping this amazing generation. You have to know that every tool that you have, you know, and you keep them for the right moment and the different situation. So you know that with these tools that you use, then you can update or buy new tools. I would like to share kind of a story for me, like happened to me actually. A few months ago, I planted a flower. And then I left it. I kind of forgot about it and even thought about it until one day I was looking at the window and I saw that my flower was fine, but was ever so small. It's just as the day that I planted. And then I was wondering and said, this is normal. It's not normal. And I asked my husband, could you please check this flower? And then he went and looked, and he was observing. And I said, what is it? And as he was looking at it, he dug his hands in the pot and got a lump of the soil and a giant, actually, and a dust and in the air. And he said to me, how can you grow? This flower needs water. And I said, oh, water would not be a problem because water, I don't think there was water. And he said, how can you grow in the soil like this? And I thought as much and often when I coach teenage girls. You look and you think that they are holding and they're fine. And from the outside, but inside they are broken. They are screaming for help. You will try to notice that they are growing in a dry soil of perhaps weeds, thistles, and next age. I especially love helping these young teenagers through these messy and difficult stages of their adulthood with emotion and feelings and hormone changes up and down. So today, I will equip you with 4 tools to help your teens so you can be a life-giving bucket of water. It's like to your teenager because majority of them are trying to grow in this dry soil. So, are you going to be a gardener that looks after of this garden with so beautiful, colorful, and breathtaking colors, or you are leaving them to grow with weeds, thistles, or nuts edge? So the first step, the first tool that I want you to equip is be their cheerleader. To be a teen in these times of this world is already very difficult. And the teens think that everything is against them. But your job as a parent, as a mentor, as a teacher, is to be their advocate, to cheer them in everything they do. 70% of the teens set goals. But do you know what they are, their goals? Do you know what they are interesting? What is their passion? What is their aspiration? Do you know what they care or what do they care? These are things that you should speak with them with enthusiasm, with energy, and with excitement. Your job is to be their cheerleader, not their dream crusher. I totally understand that, yes, that you have the experience, you have the wisdom, the insight better than they know themselves. But life itself, the environment, peer pressure, the falsity of this world that we live in and they live in is already a dream crusher. As long as their dreams and their dreams, their goals, and the big why is safe and legal, then please be their biggest cheerleader. The second tool that I want to share with you is from a mundane mindset to a miraculous mindset experience. What do I mean by this? A miraculous mindset is to believe that everything is possible. As Merson said, that you are what you think all day long. As a coach, I try to teach that our thoughts have a profound impact in our mind, in our mood, in our emotions, in our feelings, in our behavior, self-confidence, self-worth, and in all areas of our life. I love what Bob Proctor said. Thoughts become things. If you see them in your mind, then you hold in your hands. That's very powerful. Oh, I don't think we give the mindset the power, the influence that we should. Mindset is the most powerful tool that is in everything in our life. A positive mindset separates the best from the rest. As a parent, as a coach, as a teacher, for you, your role is to help them to shape what they see. Because truly, we humans tend to go for the negative. And we hear our teenagers saying, oh, I can't do it. Oh, I will not pass this exam. I hate the school. Oh, I cannot achieve. And when they do that, it doesn't allow them room to grow or to change. So your job is to change that language they see around them. Researchers say that 80% of youth struggle with self-esteem. Help them to change the way they talk to themselves. So you could do this exercise with them. Get a piece of paper, sit down with them, and say to them, what is the best character trait they have? What is the amazing thing that they like about themselves? For example, it could be, I'm beautiful, I am funny, I care, I am loving, I am a child of God. So when you have all these adjectives, then put them in the sentence. So they can put in the sentence, so I am beautiful, funny, caring, loving, and the child of God. Once you have all of that, and put on the mirror, let them put in the mirror, and put them in the mirror and let them repeat it every day, every morning, every night when they go to bed. What are you doing is you are creating a new neurological path in their brain. So instead of them saying that I cannot do it, then they say, I am beautiful, I can do it, I can achieve it, because I am made with purpose, for a purpose. I am wonderfully made in the image of God. If you tell them, your brain, what is true about you, themselves, their self, and your subconscious mind will start to fill in all these new thoughts, and you are replacing them with all the negative thoughts. So replacing limited thoughts with empowering thoughts. So when you change the language, you allow room to grow and to change. So the role as a parent, as a mentor, as a coach is to shape the language of our teens they use. Be their role model. Help them to come up powerfully. Exchange an ordinary mindset to a powerful and extraordinary mindset. Exchange a mundane mindset with a miraculous mindset experience. The third tool is be a soft place to land. For some teens, home is a safe place to land. For the majority of them, they might not be. So to be a soft place, as a parent, a mentor, you can assure them that you are a soft place for them to land. Now, this is not to say that we don't have rules, boundaries, and consequences. Because teens, in fact, thrive when they know there are rules, there are consequences in place. When we have these rules, but also we have an environment of love, respect, trust, deep, meaningful connection. So when your teen get in trouble, you have to be their first comfort, to be there to talk to them, not to judge them. Have a listening ear. Hear not only with your own ears, but also with your own heart. Because if your child doesn't find a soft place to land, they will seek to somewhere else, and that will be a problem, because that is more difficult for them to bring home. So no matter what they face, and no matter how big the problem or what they did, they know that they will be free to land in the safe place. So I have another one. So do we have time, Jacalyn, please? And have a mentor. Researchers have found that teens that have mentors, they do well at school, they thrive socially, mentally, and they have less depression as well. So, so find a mentor for your child. For example, if he has a special interest in something, they find a mentor that is in that area, because that will help with their dreams, with their big whys, with their aspiration, and everything they have. So it is very important, so they have someone to lean on and to express themselves. So that's for me, that's all for me. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Very well done. That was a powerful presentation. Thank you so much. I learned so much. I'm going to defer to Philip first. Philip, welcome.
Sure. I tell you what, you're an amazing person, firstly, and someone after my own heart. You genuinely are. Our organization follows everything that you've been sharing. We focus heavily on children and teenagers. We have a program, funny enough, Teuta, called Mindset and Manners. And I'd love to share something with all of you right now. To those people listening out there, I'd love to read a poem by Dorothy Law Nolte, if I may. And it goes along the following lines. If a child lives with criticism, he learns to condemn. If a child lives with hostility, she learns to fight. If a child lives with fear, he learns to be apprehensive. If a child lives with pity, she learns to feel sorry for herself. If a child lives with ridicule, he learns to be shy. If a child lives with jealousy, he learns what envy is. If a child lives with shame, she learns to feel guilty. If a child lives with encouragement, she learns to be confident. If a child lives with tolerance, he learns to be patient. If a child lives with praise, he learns to be appreciative. If a child lives with acceptance, he learns to love. And if a child lives with approval, she learns to like herself. If a child lives with recognition, she learns that it is good to have a goal. If a child lives with sharing, he learns about generosity. If a child lives with honesty and fairness, he learns that truth and justice are. If a child lives with security, she learns to have faith in herself and in those around her. If a child lives with friendliness, he learns that the world is a nice place in which to live. He learns to love. And if we live with serenity, your child will live with peace of mind. So I just wanted to put that together, you just got my heart pounding there, and I just love every moment. And I think all of us out there need to understand the relevance of this, because right now, more so than ever before, this pandemic is going to have long consequences attached to it. A friend of mine who runs an amazing operation out in Australia, someone I think Dr. Jacalyn, we need to try and get on the show. She runs an amazing organization called Beautiful Minds. And she posted something very, very profound on Facebook the other day. She said, let me look at Australia. Only 200 people have died of COVID, yet 1,600 teenagers have committed suicide in 1 year. That's 1,600 too many. Now, what is it about the government? Why are they putting on these trashy television programs, these boys and girls dating and all this nonsense, blah, blah, blah? Why don't we put things on there that can help our world, help our youngsters, help. This is what this is all about. And it gets me fired up because I think we all together need to come together and make a difference in this world. So I salute you, and I salute Dr. Jacalyn for what you're doing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Philip. Love that poem. So powerful. Yeah. And Teuta, I have to say that analogy that you gave about the plant, that was brilliant. I mean, I could see your husband picking up the soil and blowing it. It's all dry and dust, and how that relates back to what children and even adults, that you need to really foster a good environment for something to grow. I have a plant downstairs that I've had since Mother's Day. It's for my mom, and it was looking really good. I even named it Daphne after our mutual friends, and it's not looking good. And even though I've been watering it and putting it in the sun, I haven't been giving it fertilizer. I haven't made sure that it wasn't too much sun or it wasn't too much water. So I was thinking I was doing the right thing, but I'm actually not. And so I think what you brought to light today was really powerful and important. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That poem was so beautiful as well, Philip. Where is this poem from, please? I would love
I'm actually popping it in the chat so Jacalyn can pop it on the base of the channel. But it's called "Children Learn What They Live," and it's by Dorothy Law Nolte. It's the most wonderful poem. It's absolutely extraordinary.
It's so beautiful.
I'm going to put it up here right now.
It really is very powerful. And I think we are a shepherd, and we've got to guide our children. And if you don't instill confidence in them, and if you don't speak to them in the correct way, tonality, patience, at our organization, we focus heavily on emotional intelligence, and we teach youngsters, we teach teenagers, we teach adults and Dr. Jacalyn loves this one. It's the 6-second rule. Stop, pause, think before we connect and engage. Don't react, don't overreact. Think things through. And I mean, I could talk on this for hours. So thank you.
Oh, okay. We have the same passion in that. We'll talk in hours and in hours. We never.
Can I tell you something? This is part of the reason why I absolutely love doing this show, because this happens on a regular basis where two people on the team haven't met each other, and then they realize how much they have in common, and then they go out to collaborate and do their own things, which I think is truly amazing. So thank you both. We need to take a commercial break, and then Philip, we're going to come back with your presentation. How does that sound?
Sounds fantastic. Thank you.
All right, here we go.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Story Garden. Your host, Diane Boehm. I'm so happy to have you here today.
Diane Floyd Boehm tells wonderful stories that warm the heart, spark the imagination, and unite people and families across generations. For children, Diane's Harry the Camel connects with all of us who've ever wondered how different our lives might have been if only we'd been born something better, like a wonderful horse instead of an ordinary camel. In the end, we all learn along with Harry that there's nothing better than just being yourself. Diane's little girl in the moon looks down on earthbound children and wonders if they know she's just like them. A story of love, home, and the bond between mother and daughter, its powerful theme that we're each of us different yet all of us the same plants a seed in children that promises to blossom within a loving and trusting grown-up. Diane's new biography, Rise, recounts the experiences of her grandmother, Ruby, to reveal the hidden strength of the human spirit. Ruby's story inspires all of us to become the best versions of ourselves. You'll find all of Diane's delightful books and much more at dianefloydboehm.com. Visit dianefloydboehm.com. That's dianefloydboehm.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hello, welcome back. You are watching A Better You, lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. We are so excited to have you back with us today. We're having some technical issues apparently, but our next presenter is Philip Sykes, and we are really thrilled that you are here with us today. So Teuta and I are going to head backstage and give you the floor. Have a great presentation.
Dr. Jacalyn, Teuta, thank you very, very much. It's always an honor to be here. And actually, I'd like to really focus and pick up from what both speakers have been sharing today. And that is, and some of you who've tuned into the show on numerous occasions, you are familiar with a lot of my sort of words of guidance and terminologies. And one of them is, we as individuals, we are our own brand. You know, write that word down, I am my brand. And I think this is something that a lot of us need to really take into account. As teenagers, especially, you know, Teuta was talking about our youngsters growing up and finding their identity. And for us as their shepherds, as their parents, to guide and help them and let them understand that you are your brand. And with that, we really give our sort of teenagers and not only just teenagers, but people out there to identify what they connect with. So in other words, for you out there, which brands do you follow and why do you follow them? What is it about those particular brands that are really unique to you, or you find that they've got something that you identify with? Is it because they are focused on renewables? Are they focused on the environment? Do they actually stand for something good in this world? What is it about those particular brands out there that you connect with? That is number one. Number two is, be the person that you would like to meet. Think about that particular sentence. Be the person that you would like to meet. Now, what does that entail? What does that take for you to be the person that you would like to meet? And who are your mentors? Who are the people that are guiding you? Who are the people that are steering you through life? And this is what was brought up earlier. I love these analogies. Be someone's cheerleader, not just your teenagers, but be someone's cheerleader. And, you know, what is the most phenomenal scenario of not just mindset, but create a miraculous mindset? You know, George, the gentleman from Jeff Bezos said, your personal brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Now, if you don't brand yourself, someone's going to brand you and perceive you in a certain light. So how do you promote yourself to the outside world? How do you want people to see you? What are your unique skills? What is your experience? What is your personality? And your personal brand encompasses everything that affects how people see you. It's your characteristic, it's your values, it's your passions, it's how you treat other people. Are you kind? Are you caring? Are you helpful? Remember something that is hugely powerful in this world, and that is, go out there and do things for other people. Go out there and help other people. Change people's lives. Find something that you as an individual, as a character, can go out there and give people something that they haven't ever received. That could be a helping hand, that could be an act of kindness, that could be paying someone a compliment. The whole idea about you being your personal brand is it really will help you stand out from just being part of the crowd. Be unique. Stand out for those right reasons rather than the wrong reasons. And as we move forward in this world, in this life, more so than ever before, we now are under the spotlight. Yes, the spotlight. It's exactly what we were talking about when Teuta was sharing with us, this vision and focus on being on TikTok, being on YouTube, being on Insta, being on all these social media platforms. Are you being true to yourself? Are you portraying the correct you out there, or are you trying to be someone else? It really gives you an opportunity when you're creating your own brand to highlight your amazing strengths and passions and really come across as authentic. Be very clear in who you want to be. And one of the most key indicators and areas for you to be is be absolutely 100% authentic. It helps you in every sense of the word. Think about your qualities. We were talking about, or you were sharing and asking your teenagers, asking people, what do you like about yourself? What is it that you can offer the world? And in asking yourself these amazing, really self-reflecting questions, you can start to create who you want to be and how you perceive yourself from within, but how you would like other people to perceive you. Your social media profiles, think about this. They need to be consistent. They need to portray who you are, add value to people's lives. No one wants to see you posting pictures of the food you're about to eat. No one wants you to be posting pictures of extramural activities unless it's adding value. Think about this. Think about how much time we spend on social media. Think about how much you can help other people and influence other people to make the correct decisions, to make something good of themselves. You could put something out there that just drops an amazing, wonderful, warm, authentic, beautiful message that could help someone shift their mindset. Earlier we were talking about negativity. You're talking about how we as human beings have this an unbelievable characteristic to lean to the negative in life. And some of you realize out there that 75 to 80% of our thoughts tend to be negative? Now that's a frightening amount, and it's a frightening number. So we as human beings, we can shift that, we can change that. We can actually change and move our thoughts into positive thoughts. And it's impossible to have a negative thought and a positive thought at the same time. So when you are starting to have these negative thoughts and you're doubting yourself and you don't know how to put your best foot forward, start to think of something in your life that is positive, something that made a difference in your life, something that put a smile on your face. So the questions to ask yourself is, building your brand is ask yourself what your core beliefs are, what your core ideas are, and how do I communicate this to the world? What is my behaviors? What are my actions? What brings me joy? What are my ideal people or customers out there that I want to connect with? Or what are the ideal friends or characteristics of people that I would like to hang around with and be a part of? I've often shared on this amazing platform that Dr. Jacalyn has put together is get rid of negative people in your life. Surround yourself with people better than you. Surround yourself with people that are positive, and surround yourself with people that push you and promote you. Go out there with that in mind. Go out there with the inner sort of belief that you're going to make a difference and help other people. Give yourself permission to go out there and make this unbelievable difference. So from me to all of you, I think what's really important is establish why you do what you do. What is it that you want to do? Find your purpose. Find something that pushes you in a direction and challenges you each day to be a better version of you. Be better than yesterday. Don't try and be perfect, because in trying to be perfect, you will drown. Being perfect is such a difficult thing. It's very, very rare that we as human beings can really be perfect. We make mistakes. We need to learn from those mistakes and we move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, there's something which is phenomenal. Feedback, feed forward. So get people out there when you're building yourself, building your character, building your personal brand. Get people to give you incredible, positive, authentic, unbelievable feedback. This will allow you as an individual to be an incredibly authentic, be consistent, you'll be transparent, you will be taken very, very seriously. And something I would love to sort of close with, and something that I think is such an unbelievable thing for all of us to take into account. And that is, if a bird is sitting on a tree, it never is afraid of the branch breaking, because its trust is not on the branch, but on its wings. Always believe in yourself. Be authentic, be true to you, and understand that through being kind and being caring, through using your etiquette, using your manners, is something that will put you leaps and bounds ahead of all the people that you want to move forward and above and beyond, and help them gain that unbelievable ability and strength. Be a beacon for people. Be an example. And I'm leaving you with that. And I thank you, Dr. Jacalyn, for this opportunity.
Outstanding, Philip, as always. What a great lesson.
Thank you.
Teuta, I'm going to turn to you first. What feedback do you have for Philip?
What can I say? I mean, it's beautiful. Everything that he said, that is still is down again to our family values and leading by example. Because it's like that word says, you are shouting too much, I cannot hear what you're saying. Whatever we say to our children, we have to project and conduct ourselves. Because if we are not parenting ourselves, we have to parent ourselves. We have to spell love to them. It's like coming from a cup of overflowing. In order for we have to parent our children, we have to give love. Because if we are not their example, they will see holes in our words. And they will not gonna trust us. I mean, when we are example, we're trying our best, at least we hope that one day they will come back and they will hold to those values and beliefs that we hold so strong. Again, we have to be in every step, not us, but to guide them, so they can be independent and they can be this generation to be a future leaders of our world, because our world is depending on them. The nature is dependent on them. So it's very important. I always hear this when people say, we'll change the world. I think to change the world, it has to start in your own world, in your house. And then all families will come together, and then we create a peaceful world. So our parents, grandparents, teachers, everyone, we have a great calling. We have the potential to change the tide of violence, crime, hatred with every kiss, every hug, and every thoughtful responses. So that's what I have to say. Thank you very much, Phil. That was amazing. That was very close. This topic is very close to my heart. So I could speak all day. Thank you very much, Dr. Jacalyn. So blessed to be here and part of this amazing team. I am so humbled. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to have you both here, and also Ralph Graves Jr., who was here earlier. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. As we close out the show, I just want to encourage folks, if you're on the Clubhouse app or not, please go over to a room that is happening right now. It is Mark Summers Presents Musical Theater Contest semifinals. And my friend and co-host Deborah Wooten is there she's on the panel with many esteemed colleagues there who are going to help change somebody's life as they go to the finals for musical theater. Philip, what is the best way for people to reach out to you, and what are the services that you provide, please?
Thank you. Thank you for that opportunity, Dr. Jacalyn. Just to really, I think, sum up everything, investing in a child is an investment in our futures. And I think that for me is the key to what the message has been today from, I think, all of us to you. You can contact our organization at the 3Ws.thebritishschoolofetiquette.com or email us at hello@thebritishschoolofetiquette.com. We've got all the socials. You can pick those up off our website. We've got a phenomenal YouTube channel where we feature the Dr. Jacalyn shows, and we've got some wonderful content on there when it comes to giving you some very, very dynamic tools, whether it be in emotional intelligence or talking about the power of etiquette and manners and how you can make a difference to yourself and therefore to people in your world. And whether that's in your personal world, your relationships, your business, this is about taking you to another level. This is about changing lives and building confidence. And I want to thank you all for taking the time to listen in, get your friends and family and share this amazing work that Dr. Jacalyn is doing. Please, ladies and gentlemen, we have power in us as a team, as a force. We can make a change.
Beautiful. Well said. Thank you, Philip. Teuta, how can people reach out to you, and what are the services that you provide?
Yes, they can reach on my website, which is www.legacyoflove.co.uk, and on my social media, LinkedIn Teuta Avdyli and Facebook Teuta Avdyli. I deliver coaching, mentoring. I love to work with women and families, as well as women to own their brilliance and to live the greatness. There you have a greatness in you. You are born for a purpose, with purpose, and with a purpose. So also I am an advocate of raising powerful, resilient, and autonomous children with a clear structure and parental and high parental expectation. So that's where you can find me. So I can take you from a level from zero and be with you in every step of your life and own the brilliance and live the life that you are meant to live. Thank you.
Thank you. It's such an honor to have you both here today. It's great presentations, and also thank you to Ralph Graves Jr. Look forward to seeing you again soon, hopefully tomorrow in our training session over on Facebook Live in our private group. And for the rest of you out there, please, if you missed any of the presentations today, go over to our YouTube channel, which is USA Global TV, and subscribe, and you can watch all of our shows and you can see these lessons again and again. USA Global TV. Thank you. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Teuta. I look forward to seeing you guys again.
Dr. Jacalyn, it's lovely to be here with you. Thank you. Thank you, Phil. It's nice to know you as well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
And we also want to thank the debutantes for allowing us to play that beautiful music video, Victoria and Lavinia. I also want to mention the fact that I have a new book that is out. It's going to be in the green screen, but it's behind the green screen. And I would love if you would pick up a copy, whether it's a paperback or if it is an ebook, and you can get it by going to Amazon. Also, I offer coaching sessions. I'm the listening mentor, and I coach people personally and professionally. I specialize in people who are living with anxiety, or maybe they're living with autoimmune illnesses, and also people who are looking to make career changes or going through major life changes. So please do reach out, Jacalyn at drjacalyn.com. We have 2 shows coming up. The next one is It's All About Dating with my co-host Lori Mendelson, and our guest is Shasta Townsend. Okay, can you imagine? She is a legend. She will be in the house at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 9 p.m. British Summer Time. So do come back and see us in less than an hour. And then after that, we have another A Better You, lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. And my team member presenting today is Mariska Dupree. So thank you again. Remember now, if you have a chance, head over to Clubhouse to Mark Summers Presents Musical Theater, and you will be able to have some incredible opportunity to hear new and amazing talent as they have the semi-finals taking place right now. Thank you. See you again later. Bye.